Hello, YouTube and X. It's your main man, BTM here, bringing you back to the BTM Crypto News Network. So thanks for joining. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and super chat if you can. So let's get back to it. I know it's been a while since we've done a Kaspa video, but there's a lot of things going on in Kaspa. So Kaspa's being slept on again. May 5th changes everything. Kaspa's real current catalyst is the officially targeted May 5th, 2026 conveyance hard fork, which Kaspa says is meant to expand its UTXO model with programmable spending conditions. The official Kaspa development page lists this target date, and Kaspa Live is running a dedicated countdown for it. So let me check Kaspa Live here, actually. See if we can pull that up real quick. So we might just have to, actually, dang, it is on here. So shout out to the Kaspa team for coming through in a crunch. So let's start the screen share and see what we can see. And this is the hard fork, Kaspa hard fork. And it's currently showing Kaspa might be one of the most slept on stories in crypto right now. And I'm going to say it plainly. While most of the market's distracted, chasing noise, Kaspa's moving toward a date that could completely change how people look at this project. May 5th, that's the date a lot of Kaspa holders have circled because that's when the next major fork is currently targeted. And this does not and if this does what people think it can do, Casper might stop being the fast coin that people forgot about and start being a much bigger conversation. So tonight we're talking about why Casper is being slept on again, what May 5th can unlock, and why the market may be underestimating Casper right in front of our faces. Hit the like button, subscribe, and let's get to it. Remember, Caspa. So, shout out to everybody pulling up. Put your city in the chat, put your country in the chat. And if you're holding Caspa while people ignored it, type still here in the chat right now. Because this stream is for the people who've paid attention while the rest of the market kept sleeping. And tonight, I want you to know, do you all think Kaspa is early? Or do you think the market still has no clue what May 5th can mean? So let's be real for a second. Kaspa has had this weird position, this weird position in crypto where the people who follow it closely are extremely convicted, but outside the circle, a lot of people still don't fully get it. They hear proof of work, they hear block dag, they hear speed, and then they move on. But what makes this moment different is that Casper's story is starting to evolve beyond just speed and payments. That's what awareness matters right now because this is the next phase lands the way people expect. Casper could stop being the niche conversation and start becoming a much broader ecosystem. So, what May 5th actually is. According to the Kaspa official development page, the target is the Covenant's hard fork on May 5th, 2026. Kaspa describes this as an upgrade and adds predefined spending conditions to transactions, basically more programmable logic around how funds can move. Now, in plain English, that means Kaspa is aiming to become more flexible and more useful. This is the kind of thing that can open the door to more advanced functionality on the network. Instead of Caspa only being known for being fast, and this is why people keep saying May 5th could change everything. Because if the market starts seeing Caspa as more than just a fast proof of work, the whole conversation gets bigger. So let's break it down. Let me explain. It's super simple. Right now, a lot of people look at Caspa like, okay, it's fast, cool. But after major upgrades like this, the conversation becomes wait, Caspa can do a lot more than I thought. Caspa's more bigger, more robust, has more functionality and deeper than I was thinking, right? It can do more than just fast proof of work because now it's all about utility. Like you see XRP, you see BitTensor Tau, all the projects that have usefulness, all the RWAs that people can use and actually prove out it's doing something are the ones that's going to run up. What up, Danny in UK? What's going on with your fam? Um, but here's the major difference. It's like people knowing a phone only for texting, then suddenly they realize you can shoot videos, edit content, and run a business. Same device, completely different levels of respect. That's the kind of awareness shift Caspa holders are hoping for. So let's see what we can see. So this is where are we? This is a article. I think we'll come back to that. So this is a price prediction, actually. Freaking nose is itching. So this is Caspa's price prediction. Caspa's price estimated to drop to 02 by March 21st, 2026, which is Saturday, actually. Caspa's up 6.48% today against the US dollar. Caspa Bitcoin increased by 6.5% today. Caspa Ethereum increased by 5.0. Caspa is currently trading 34.12% above our prediction on May 26th. Caspa gained 4.67 in the last month, and it's down 49.3% in the last year. Caspa is expected to drop 23% in the next 5 days, according to our Caspa prediction. So when the drop hits, it would be a good time to scoop some up before May 5th, because May 5th, it is going to take off again. And if you know how Caspa did in the last bull run, it's only going to take awareness, guys. It's just going to wake up and people are going to start FOMOing in again, and the price is going to pump like crazy. Caspa's 2.61% is trading at 3 cents after gaining 6.48% in the last 24 hours. The coin outperformed the crypto market as the total crypto market increased 5.72 in the same time period. Caspa performed well against Bitcoin today and recorded a 6.5% gain against the world's largest cryptocurrency. According to our Caspa price prediction, Caspa is expected to reach 0.028 by March 21st. That would represent a 23.3% price decrease for Caspa in the next 5 days. What has been going on Caspa in the last 30 days? Caspa is displaying a positive trend recently as the coin gained 4.67% in the last 30 days. The medium term trend for Caspa has been bearish with Casper dropping by 15.8% in the last 3 months. Long-term picture for Caspa has been negative, as Caspa is currently displaying a 49.3% one-year price change. On this date last year, Caspa was trading around 7 cents. Caspa's reached an all-time high price on August 1st, 2024, when the price of Caspa peaked at 20 cents. The current Caspa cycle is high 6 cents, while the cycle low is 2 cents. Caspa has been displaying low volatility recently. The 1 month volatility of the coin is 2.36. Caspa recorded 14 green days in the last 30. Technical analysis for today, March 17th, which was yesterday, actually. The sentiment in the Kaspa market is currently neutral. The fear and greed index is reading extreme fear. The most important support level to watch is the 3 cents to the 3.3 and the 3.31 and the 3.349, the 3.35, the 3.358 are the key resistance levels. Crypto markets currently experiencing extreme fear, which signals investors have a negative outlook of the market. The fear and greed index is measured of sentiment among the cryptocurrency investors. Agreed readings suggest investors are currently optimistic about the crypto market, but can also indicate the market's overvalued. A fear reading, on the other hand, signals that the investors are currently hesitant about the crypto market, which potentially represents a buying opportunity. Caspa on the, I thought those were months. Never mind. The bottom line about this prediction, after considering the above factors, we can conclude the current forecast for Caspa price prediction is neutral. Caspa would have to decrease by 23.3% to hit the 2.8 cents target within the next 5 days. Moving forward, it would be important to monitor Caspa's market sentiment, the key support and resistance levels, and other metrics. However, we have to keep in mind that the cryptocurrency markets are unpredictable, and even the largest crypto asset display a lot of price volatility for long-term Caspa's price prediction. And I'm not gonna check that out, but we can follow that up later. Close this guy out. See what else we got here. What's going on in the chat? What up, Phantom Beat? Well, caught you before Betty Bye. Go Quant. Go to bed, Phantom. What you still doing up, man? So this is price prediction expert forecast technical analysis for 2026 and 2027. Kaspa has emerged as a notable proof of work cryptocurrency utilizing the Ghost protocol, which enables parallel block processing and significantly faster transactions speed compared to traditional blockchain architecture. As investors seek to understand the asset's future valuation potential, expert opinion are very widely based on technical analysis, adoption matrix, and a broader crypto market conditions. Understanding these diverse perspectives requires examining both the quantitative data and the quantitative assessment from analysis. Technical experts examining Caspa's price movement focus on key indicators on the historically correlation with future performance. Cryptocurrency demonstrated substantial volatility throughout 2024 and 2025, where price fluctuation ranging between 8 cents to 18 cents during peak trading. Chart patterns, specialized identity, reoccurring formations, including ascending triangles, cup and handle patterns, that suggest potential breakout scenarios. And this is kind of crazy. I'm not going to read all this because this is pretty technical, actually. Keeping it moving. Key factors influencing Caspa's price for 2026. This is the same article. I think this is actually. Yeah, there's actually no keeping it moving. Let's go back to this guy. Kaspa explodes higher as hard fork frenzy sparks breakout showdown. Put this over here for later as well. Derivative surge, Kaspa's open interest jumped from 9.8 million to 13.6 million in just 48 hours, reflecting a massive influx of fresh capital. Technical catalyst, the network's preparing for a hard fork on May 5th, which will introduce VPROGs and programmable smart contracts to its architecture. Resistance levels, the price is looking to consolidate around a 200-day exponential moving average EMA located near 5 cents to confirm trend reversal. The crypto asset market reacted to recent network updates. This Wednesday, Kaspa exploded 20% in a daily rally. This reaction is not isolated event. It responds to a combination of bullish technical indicators and a very solid narrative. So this is Kaspa hard fork alert. Block DAG is leveling up. Mark your calendars for May 5th because Kaspa is undergoing a massive upgrade. And I have that on X. We'll look at it on X in a second. Technically speaking, the jump in open interest to 13.6 million confirms that this was not a simple position shuffle, but rather a wave of new bullish bets. Funding rates reveal that the traders are paying premiums to maintain their long positions, injecting volatility momentum into the price of Kaspa in the short term. The hard fork engine of bullish sentiment. On May 5th is the date marked on the calendar for this speculative frenzy. The ecosystem is preparing for the next update, which will allow for development of programmable money and decentralized apps, DApps. This evolution transformed Kaspa from an efficient block DAG architecture into a direct competitor in the high performance ecosystem sector. Consequently, the price chart shows an attempting breakout for long term descending wedge pattern. If the asset clears the 0.5 or 5 cent barrier, the next targets are set at 6 cents and 7 cent resistance levels. However, there's a risk that the market has already bought the rumor, which could lead to a correction. If 3 cent support level is lost. In summary, it's a turning point where Caspa's smart contract technology and institutional appetite for derivatives will decide whether this breakout marks the start of a new bullish trend or a trap of euphoric buyers. Keeping it moving. So this is this is the BTM Crypto News Network. Make sure you join the Twitter page to stay current on news and events. Currently, the crypto market is down 3.85%. The overall crypto market is 2.44 trillion. CNC 20 is $147.38, down 4.42%. We are back in fear. Altcoin season is at a 51, so it is pulling away from Bitcoin dominance. Average crypto RSI is 42.3. That came down quick. It was at 60 something yesterday and actually 50 something earlier today. Was Kaspa on the SEC's commodity list? Definitely not. Definitely not, Phantom. Let's see here. Currently, Kaspa is up 20% on the month. For the day, it is up 2.72%. For the week, oh wow. For the week, it's up 28.42 to 3 cents. I think it was at 1 cent or something, or 2 cents. And it is finally over a billion market cap to 1.5 billion, up 2.73%. 24-hour trading volume is 50.4 million, up 64.8%. That's crazy. So this is the Kaspa map, and you can see the Kaspa nodes are going crazy. All right, especially in Europe, right? Look at all these freaking nodes, man. These guys are going crazy in Europe. There's a node in pretty much every country. So keeping it moving. This is the Kaspa Stream Explorer, which I actually like the Kaspa FYI better, but I don't know if they still have it because they've been doing. Look at all these charts, man. They've been doing a whole lot of uh, updates on the Kaspa network, right? Wallet explorers, block tracking, transaction tracking. And there was something, I think I accidentally closed it because it was actually pretty cool. Dang it, I did accidentally close this. So we got the Kaspa Lytics, and you can see here for holders, where's that guy at? Oh yeah, hold wave. Wait a minute. That's weird. I have to come back and check this guy. Is there a chart that showed how many people have been actively holding? But this is the average TPS. Looks like there was a spike, then it came down. Max TPS. Looks like the network has been down. So this is real-time transactions. I actually like some of these displays. This is the Kaspa report, which is pretty cool too. So this is hash rate. Trying to wait for the hash rate visualizer to. Oh wow, that's cool too, right? There's a lot of cool things that are going on with Kaspa. These guys are doing a lot of freaking noses development lately. So that was pretty cool. Let's see if the price is here. Don't know how to understand this guy, so we'll have to come back to that. So this is, I mean, I should have bookmarked some of this. So this is my favorite Kaspa KRC 20s. Total KRC 20 tokens 2,124. 144 million transactions. Fees paid to miner 131.9 mil won. Let's get it. That's weird because there's no a lot of information here. But this is Kaspa.com. It's what I'm familiar with. And we see Zale is back to number one. I'm actually invested in Zale. So definitely want that to pump. Looks like it's up 8.8%. Nacho's up 12%. Seems like Nacho would be at the top and not Zale. Why is Zale in the number one spot? Doing it by market cap. Oh wow, who the frick are these guys? I guess this is by, yeah, why is, that's weird. Oh, I guess it's no, because it's no. That's weird. Maybe it's by price. No, because nachos not up. I don't know why this is number one. It's weird. But yeah, Zell's up 8.2, Nachos up 12.8, Bite is up 9.3, Woofy is up 9, ATX or Ants X is up 6, Caspi is up 15%, Cas is up 11, Kango's up 6, Casper is up 8. Conan, the top dog on Caspa's up 8%. Let's go. But yeah, I like the other way better, actually. But yeah, let me bookmark this guy. Definitely going to come into him again and bookmark this guy. Now that we're back on the Caspa train, that's weird because there's nothing actually here. We'll bookmark Caspa 2 and close these guys out. Leave that open. So on the Caspa stream, TPS is 1,643. BPS is 9.9. 209 miners. What up, Bet with the GOAT? Where you been, fam? Yes, people are sleeping on Caspa, but people have been sleeping on Caspa the whole time. Caspa doesn't get enough respect, man. I'd say Caspa is like the Rodney Dangerfield of crypto, man. Just give it a little respect, man. Nobody respects Caspa. I need Caspa to stay under 4 cents so I can buy more. You best believe it, right? I mean, I still got my original nice little nest egg, but I definitely want to get up to 10 million, somewhere between 5 and 10 million. Why it's cheap before May 5th and things start going crazy. Hash rate is 402 petahash. So it looks like the hash rate's coming back up. Mempool is 12,000 transactions, 209 miners. Block reward is 3 cash per block reward, which is ridiculous. I don't even know why they even reduced the block reward so fast, man. Casplex 14 and 12 hours. I'm not even sure what that means. What is this? Number of Casplex payloads seen in the last hour. KRC 20. Number of KRC instructions scripts in the last hour. KRC 721 2. Oh, wow. The cache messaging's pulling up. 36 in the last hour. Ingrid Labs 2. Layer 2 is, what is this? 156. Case social is nothing. Case play is 1. Cast peak is 16. And I was trying to figure out if it showed the addresses like it used to, but I don't see that. It used to be, oh, there we go. That's what I've been looking for. So we still got the Aquaman. That guy's been hanging around, bro. Doesn't really show the percent change like I wanted it to see. So there's 15 humpbacks, 194 whales, 2,796 sharks, 22,000 dolphins, 65,000 fish, 97,000 octopus, 99,000 crabs, 104,000 shrimp, 144,000 oysters, and 233,000 plankton, which is weird. But we will see. What is this? Kaspa Stream contributors. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what this means, but there's a lot of new information. Did I already bookmark this? I did not. Or did I? We'll go ahead and bookmark that guy. Coming back over to, that's the same thing, huh? Kaspa Stream and Kaspa Stream. That is the same thing. Sorry, this is the same window, actually. Not sure what the difference in those windows are. And the miners, looks like hum pool is top at 30%. Via BTC is 18%. F2 pool 14%. K1 pool 11%. Kaspa pool 5%, and others. Look like the block rewards coming down again. Next reduction 17 days. Stop with the freaking block reward deductions, man. You guys are killing us. This is the Kaspa Cassandra. Just looking around. Explorer, blocks, tools, whale watcher. Looks like you should show the exchanges. This guy lost 251,000. This guy added 1,300. This guy added 7.8 million. Okay, I see out here. This guy lost 21.4 million. What the freak is going on here? So this is KuCoin. I guess KuCoin lost 21.4 million. Bybit lost 500,000. Gate.io 200,000. Mexi added 1,300, and Entity X picked up 7.8 million. Uphold Wallet picked up 254,000. No activity on that guy. Weird. And the rest of these are just people and not addresses. I guess we'll save the Cassandra address. Let me see something. Dang it. I'll probably say that thing twice. And this is another KRC20. KRC21 NFTs. Interesting. Wolfpack. Yatoshi's. Cash Punks. Nacho has NFTs. Kango, I see you out here. Let's go back to the dashboard and look at the fear and greed indexes and extreme fear. And looking at Nacho in the number one spot, up 12.8%. PPKAS is up 8.8, which is weird, with less than $1 in volume. Zales up 8.8, 2.4 million. PPKS is 3.4. Nacho's at 4 million. Kango's at 666,000. Conan is 191,000. Come on, Conan. So this is the Kaspa Lambs, was actually pretty cool too. Sentiment barometer is neutral. Price over hash rate in the last 24 hours. Market cap $1 billion. Exchanges. This kind of looks just like coin market cap, actually. Close this guy out. Kaspa News. I'm mad I lost that other visualizer. That was actually pretty cool. Want to show you guys. Man, that thing closed up though. Close out the whale watcher. Think we looked at this already. Kaspa's gaining real momentum. What was deemed impossible is proven, and now it is being implemented with massive uh, mainnet releases. So let's go over to X. So I need Kaspa to stay. Kaspa is the closest thing to Bitcoin. Also, what people sleep on is Kaspa hit a billion market cap 3 times quicker than Bitcoin. It took Kaspa about 1.5 years versus 4 years for Bitcoin to hit its first billion market cap. Interesting, I bet, with the GOAT. I'm going to have to check that out. But remember, last summer I told you guys just to be cool and some black swan event could happen and pull Casper down, and nobody believed me. Everybody thought I was crazy. They thought I was a futter. They thought I was a what the guy say? A normie. And I told you guys, just wait it out, man. And here we are, waiting for Casper to pump back up again. So this is Casper Door. Welcome Casplex to was that Elapay? Access Casper's first ever EVM compatible layer 2 where private keys remain offline. And I have one of those wallets, which is weird. Um, Hard fork alert. Mark your calendars May 5th because Kaspa is undergoing a massive upgrade. This fork introduces some game changing features, including progs, opening the door for programmable money and new era, covenants, enabling advanced transaction controls, and enhancing security. This is a huge milestone for the network, paving the way for innovation and growth. Keeping it moving. Fun fact, the last 24 hours, Casper has outperformed Bitcoin and Ethereum, but somehow someone is still calling Casper a S coin, which is crazy. Do you have FOMO? I encourage you to start a dollar cost averaging in if you have conviction. Sit it and forget it. Acquire CASP and enjoy life. CASP is moving just like it did 2 years ago. Slow, steady, and organic growth. No hype, just accumulation. Wallets haven't moved. People keep buying quietly. With everything happening over the past weeks and months, a price shock is coming. New all-time high may be closer than people think. Just Google, did Casper hit a billion market cap quicker than Bitcoin? You can prove it to everyone. It's a fact. I checked. Let AI do the investigation work for you. No, I believe you. I can definitely see that happening. What is it? Did faster than B. Oh, I have to spell that BTC. Oh, wow. You ain't lying. So apparently, Caspa has significant growth, processing over 158 million transactions in a single day, which nearly matches Bitcoin's yearly total. Following a Cassandra upgrade, Casper speed has increased from 1 to 10 BPS, making potentially 6,000 times faster than Bitcoin. However, whether Casper hit a billion transactions faster than Bitcoin is not explicitly stated in sources, so direct comparisons. But we're talking about market cap, not a Casper market cap. Market cap faster than Bitcoin. The rush pushed Caspa's market cap past 1.6 billion, sending it inside 50 top crypto projects on some tracers. Even with the current run, buying still hasn't slowed. Oh man, answer the question, bro. And I had to put that in AI. We'll come back to that. So keeping it moving. Breaking news: Kaspa just surpassed 700 million all-time network transactions. Let's go. Kaspa. You forgot to put in market cap. Market cap. Yeah, I see that. I bet with the goat. Definitely forgot to put the market cap party in. But yeah, I'll check in on AI because Google's messing around with us. Elliptic is official. Elliptic has gone above and beyond to fully embrace the Casper ecosystem, honoring our commitment, honoring their commitment, actually. Honoring their commitment to make last Christmas. The integration is now live. More than they promised. Kaspa L1 support on Titan series. Casplex supported across the entire product line, including the Titan series and the X card. In a market where security is everything, Elliptic POW gives Kaspa users smarter ways to stay in control. No cables, no Bluetooth, no necessary exposure. Just a secure, independent, next level self custody designed for serious holders. So big shout out to these guys. Cas punch chains, reelected, resurging from slumber. In the end, Casper will definitely be a store of value in the future because it has the tech that has never been seen before in the crypto space. The future of finance is Caspa is decentralized, stateless digital currency. People's money is not states' money. No middleman, no banks, no government controlling your money. I just released my first book on Amazon, written in English, with the goal of helping spread awareness of the Caspo ecosystem to a wider audience. Caspa's Silver Script, the new era of smart contracts and proof of work. The Jack Master. That's weird. The Jack Master. Caspa is truly having its own run up. But we knew last time independently, Caspa ran on its own. If you remember that, Caspa went crazy by itself, right? What is it? Let's see. Did Caspa billion market before Bitcoin? Faster. Should put faster in there. Hmm. The AI is doing what AI does and trying to confuse the mess out of me, but we'll see why it's running in the background. Caspa is hungry. The new SEC Paul Atkins crypto framework is out. He talked about clear rules, dividing crypto into categories and making things safer for builders and investors. He also hinted at many assets that cannot be treated as security. Caspa is an interesting spot right now. No premier, no VC, no backing, and a truly decentralized network with real utilities These traits likely sit on the safer side as Paul Atkins brings a clear clarifications. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. The AI is struck again. So roughly timing Bitcoin about 4 years and a few months, Kaspa about 4 years and 4 months and 12 days. That means Bitcoin got there a little faster. Best stream friendly version, Kaspa got to a billion faster, but Bitcoin got there slightly faster. What? That's weird. Interesting. Back to X, who said they're waiting for Kaspa to dump to 1 cent levels to buy again. Legendary moonshot. Kaspa breaks. If Kaspa breaks $3 this bull run, I'm giving away $3,000 split into 100 lucky wallets. Drop your wallet address. So I have to come back and put a wallet address there. Kaspa 10 BPS smart contracts. KRC20 tokens. Founder of Kaspa Finance, flagship DEX Kaspa, to talk about the future of finance and broader crypto. Study Kaspa for your financial freedom.
Build, but
Talking about
also cheaper and faster transactions overall. So I'd like to say that. Yeah, well, we're marketed as the flagship DEX for Kaspa. There are other DEXs that have sort of launched in parallel. We feel that we're slightly superior because we're V3. A lot of those are V2. Not to, it adds a different layer of complexity to the build, but also cheaper and faster transactions overall. So yeah, it's better technology, but yeah.
Okay, so a decentralized exchange, but finance. So
Yeah.
Could you,
I'll extrapolate on it. Yeah. So essentially, we are super DeFi protocol. So AMM DEX, like a Uniswap, and then we've got a farming and staking pool. So where people add liquidity to a DEX, say in a market pair, they can then farm that liquidity, and it gives them it adds a layer of stickiness to them, and keeps them on the platform. But it gives them another earning potential as well. So farming in that essence, and then I guess the finance side comes from the borrowing and lending protocol as well. So we've also got an Aave style V3 borrowing and lending protocol that we include in that suite of tools, and that'll be stood up shortly. So we're just in the final stages of testing that, and then we'll get it audited and then push it live. I think when you're locking up people's hard-earned crypto, you want to make sure that you've double audited or triple audited and test it out and try to break it before you sort of expand and release. I'd like to say that. Yeah, well, we're marketed as the
in towards the edge of the apex. Kaspa's broken out to the upside, and we do need to talk about some decisive moves now because Kaspa is overbought. It needs to cool off. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Because this needs to happen first. And can you see the importance of structure now? Can you see the importance of looking for clues before these clues happen? We understood one thing. We were closing in towards the edge of this apex. We were coiling up and we were coiling up. We need to make a move before we get to the edge of the apex. We made a move to the upside and we've broken this resistance barrier, 0.035876. That was the major area we did need to beat. Now, we need to talk about exactly where we are now. Are we at support? Are we at resistance? Are we overbought? Are we oversold? What friends have we got to fall back on? So firstly, we have got 0.35876. That's going to be a major support. That was a major resistance. We would expect that to flip support. The aim of the game in the short term is pulling back, holding that higher low structure, making a base at support, then having enough momentum to smash on that next ceiling. Once again, the next ceiling, 0.043056. Are we likely to hit that level with this swing, guys? Because we're hitting a resistance barrier. And remember, structure, 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 that leaves clues. We understood that this structure left clues. What about this structure here? What about this structure here? And we can zoom out further, and we can zoom out further, and you can see there's a support base here around about the 0.04 level that we're actually getting rejected at now. So the next thing to do is to look at the chart and understand, have we got enough momentum to start smashing on this ceiling, 0.043056? And we just pull up the indicators and we look, are we overbought? Are we oversold? So the first thing is the RSI above 70, overbought, below 30, oversold. We're at 78.66 on the RSI, and you can see that that's a straight line all the way up. Once we got the break with volume. What do I mean by volume? This is what I mean by volume. Volume, 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 volume bars. As we are closing in towards the edge of the apex, the buyers started getting the confidence to start stepping in, pushing us outside the edge of this trend, straight to the upside, breaking 0.035876. So we know one thing. We know that that was backed up by volume. That was a strong break. We know that the levels are overbought. The stochastic RSI, over 80 is overbought, under 20 is oversold. We're at 100 on the RSI. We're massively overbought at this structure resistance level, indicating one thing: we need to pull back. So if we need to pull back, we know that 0.035876, that's the base to fall back on. But if we fall back below that, guys, we've got a couple of friends that I do want to bring up. These friends are the 20 daily moving average and the 50 daily moving average. And you can see that as these were curving down and curving down and curving down, as we were bearish and price action was underneath, what's happened is we've broken trend, we've broken the 20 moving average, we've broken the 50 moving average, we've taken out 0.035876 with volume. So understanding that these now will act as support. You would expect them to act as support as there were resistance down here. If we fall back to these moving average, we would hold them as support, you would expect, as far as probabilities are concerned. So the first thing is we understand maintaining a higher low structure is going to be strong, but what needs to happen as we start pulling back and pulling back, start pulling back and pulling back into an oversold position, we need to maintain this base here. We need to hold this base to give us enough conviction, to give us enough momentum to start stepping in at this higher low as the indicators become oversold, to smash on the next ceiling at 0.043056. We'd said in the last video, once you start breaking these levels and you're breaking these levels and you start breaking through the biggest area of traded volume at 0.05, guys, we're at 0.04 now, 0.05, once you break above there, swings start getting easier, volume starts getting less. So I'm going to be monitoring this with you every step of the way, guys. If you did enjoy this video, if you did learn anything from this, if you do like my analysis, help me out on my journey to 100,000, because there's one thing that you could do: subscribe to the channel. It boosts the...
So shout out to Crypto Bullseye. Moving on to Money and Me.
All right, everyone. So literally just a couple days ago, I spoke about Kaspa's short squeeze. And the very next day, Kaspa started to take off. But the question is, where do we go from here? How high is Kaspa going to pump? Well,
What's up, guys? Welcome
today's
back.
video. Trust me when I say this is one you do not want to miss. That is for sure. But remember, nothing here is financial advice. At the end of the day, I could always be wrong. Make sure you guys do your own research. Now, real quick before I continue. For anyone looking for a great crypto exchange, check out my link to BTCC. Right now, they've got a $200 USDT giveaway happening. Goes towards one winner. How to be eligible, sign up, deposit, and trade between March 1st and 31st. All users signed up using my link, new and old, is eligible for this draw. Also, you get 10% bonus on first-time deposits, extra bonuses up to $10,000. No VPN, no KYC. If you're someone that still plays around with leverage, you get to use up to 500x leverage. The link will be in my description down below for anyone that's interested. Okay, so before I start talking about Kaspa, let's just see how the market is performing today. So as we can see, it is a red day. The last few days in the market has been fantastic. Matter of fact, if you look here in the crypto bubbles, you can see that Kaspa is actually up 5.7%. So even though most of the coins in the top 100 is down, Kaspa is still up on a day like today where Bitcoin has retraced to $71,000. So that's definitely a great sign. Now, if you come over here and you just Google Kaspa, what you notice is there's a lot of articles on Kaspa right now. And that's because everyone has started to take notice. This is exactly what always happens. And this is why I tell you guys, look to buy these coins off of support levels, because eventually the bounce back is going to happen and it's going to be absolutely vicious. And at that point, it's going to be too late to get in. Now, let's take a look at some of these articles. So Kaspa signals bullish continuation after complex correction. Yeah, the correction on Kaspa was just disgusting, man. Kaspa surges 5.59% on breakout and commodity status. And then there was a very interesting one. So this one right here, Kaspa's price skyrockets 30% to a 51-day high, shows readiness to extend rally. A 51-day high, that's a very long time. Like the price action on Kaspa was just like, it's been bad. It's been bad. Like the correction was steep, that's for sure. But it's not just Kaspa that had been correcting. A lot of these altcoins, most of us was expecting a nice, serious altcoin rally, but we did not really get that. Kaspa was basically born during a bear market, right? And people are calling for this right now to be a bear market. So if Kaspa pumps right now, then clearly Kaspa is just a bear market coin, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, right? But if we come over here now to X, what we notice is, check this out. Today's news, Kaspa's right here. Kaspa hits $1 billion market cap with 10% daily surge. So everyone is talking about Kaspa right now, and that is definitely a great sign. Now, today is not the greatest day in the market, but if Bitcoin starts to take off again, what do you think is going to happen to Kaspa? Something tells me Kaspa might be on its way to retesting those all-time highs a lot sooner than people expect. But before I start talking about the price action and where I see Kaspa going, if we come back over here to X, there's a couple posts that we could take a look at actually. So let's see here. What are people saying? Here we go on Kaspa, as Kaspa is sitting almost at 4 cents. What else do we got here? Hey, Kaspa fam, I'm stuck at, okay. Hard fork alert, block tag is leveling up, mark your calendars for May 5th. Because Kaspa is undergoing a massive upgrade, this hard fork introduces some game-changing features, including vProgs, opening the door for programmable money and new era of
So everybody is excited about the hard fork across Kaspa. It's weird. Kaspa pumps, what is this? 2%, 20% on the week. Everybody's talking about the Kaspa fork, the hard fork coming now. We'll have to wait and see how this pans out.
dApps on Kaspa, covenants enabling advanced transaction controls and enhancing security. This is a huge milestone for the network, paving the way for further innovation and growth. Prepare for takeoff. Yeah, Kaspa is just getting started. The project is still very young, right, in comparison to a lot of the other L1s in the crypto space. And you see Da Vinci Jeremy here, what he posted on March 11th, saying that he likes Kaspa, right? But yeah, people are talking about Kaspa again, and it's just good to see, because during the bad times in the market, people want to ignore solid projects. People want to stay away from it. People only want to talk about coins that's pumping. But if you guys have been watching my channel over the last few months, ever since the crash in October, I've been trying to guide you guys to certain coins, which I believe is going to make a great comeback. Cash was actually pumping a little bit earlier than I expected, but I'm not going to complain here, right? But yeah, I talk about projects despite what the price action is doing. If I like a project, I talk about it. The price goes down, I talk about it. The price goes up, I still talk about it. But you as a investor and listener, you need to look to get these coins on support level. So it doesn't matter if I'm talking about it, just make sure you're getting a good entry price for yourself. Don't just go out there and hit that buy button randomly, because for all you know, you're going to be buying at all-time highs while everyone else, including myself, probably got in way cheaper. So always make sure you guys know where you're buying at. But looking at the Kaspa chart right now, this thing's sitting at 0.038. Check out this pump, guys. Like, this was absolutely fantastic. And literally just a couple days ago, I made a Kaspa video talking about this short squeeze, and Kaspa was sitting right down here, and it went all the way up to over 4 cents, so 0.041. So definitely great to see here on the Kaspa chart. It broke through a ton of resistance area. The next level where I see Kaspa reaching is, well, it's got some resistance at 0.042. And if it breaks through this area right here where it pretty much retested yesterday, I can definitely see Kaspa reaching back towards 5 cents. And after 5 cents, yeah, it's going to get quite interesting. 6 cents, and then 6.5, and then, yeah, slowly but surely start to make its way back towards all-time highs. What's very interesting about the Kaspa chart right now is the fact that it didn't retest these October 10th crash lows, which I was expecting it to. But what that says is that a lot of buyers aren't waiting for Kaspa to come down here because they know that's what everybody wants, and they're not trying to give it to everybody, right? So they start buying well ahead of time. As you can see, instead of coming back down to 0.009, Kaspa came down to 0.025 and then bounced from there. So we're going to see how the next couple days play out, but things are definitely looking bright for Kaspa, especially during times like this where Bitcoin is correcting. And I do see a scenario where Bitcoin could potentially fall down to maybe $68,000, $69,000. There's some support around 70K. Yeah, about 70,400 basically. But I do see a scenario where Bitcoin could potentially come down to $68,000 before bouncing back up. We're going to see how everything plays out. But yeah, things are looking very good for Kaspa right now. When you see a coin performing the way that Kaspa is performing after going on such a nice rally, it's performing like this despite the market correction, that's definitely a great bullish sign. So yeah, we'll see. Now, one thing that we are still looking forward to when it comes to Kaspa is a Binance and Coinbase listing. I know some investors are probably sick and tired of hearing that, but can you guys imagine what ends up happening to the price action of Kaspa if we do get a Coinbase or Binance listing this year, especially because Kaspa's price has been completely devastated? It's going to rally like never before. That's what I think. Anyways, right? Obviously, we're still early into the year. Late last year, I told you guys that I didn't expect much of a rally in crypto until mid 2026. We're approaching there, so we're going to see how things play out. But Kaspa is one of those projects where you actually do have to be patient with it. I know a lot of people that was bullish on it at one point, at least a lot of YouTubers that was bullish on Kaspa at one point decided to turn bearish on Kaspa because of the price action. And I've been telling you guys this for a couple years now. Everybody's bullish when the price is going up, but once the price starts to come down, all of a sudden they change their mind. And that's because they actually didn't conduct research to begin with. Their research was price action, not what the project is actually doing. So you guys got to be careful who you listen to. And this is why I always say, don't borrow conviction, have conviction for yourself, because people sell at a drop of the price, right? And then you're just left holding the bag. But anyways, Kaspa was looking strong. I do think that we're going to at least retest the support or the resistance area at 5 cents and then go from there. What do you guys think? Let me know down below in the comment section. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, don't forget to hit the likes and subscribe button. Check out a few of the links. And until next time, take care.
So shout out to my main man, Money and Me, keeping it moving. This is Jacob the Crypto Berry? Bory? That's weird.
Channel. Hope you guys are doing well. We have quite the green week here at the moment in the blockchain space. Now, obviously, it's not the most ideal scenario. We want to see more things pumping on the day-to-day basis, but so far it's been an okay month and a fairly good week here in the blockchain space. So what we're looking at today is Kaspa very quickly as we see this very nice 22% move on the month. More specifically today, we can see Kaspa is up a nice 9.35%. Now what we're really looking for is Kaspa's long-term potential here because of its fundamental value and its utility. I couldn't help but laugh when I looked at the charts. I made that from a long time ago, the RIP trading pattern. And luckily we didn't drop that low. So, things aren't looking too bad, but we're going to explore Kaspa together. Real-time decentralization built for real-world settlement. Can this be a good one to hold from basically now through the next 2, 3, 4 years? So, if you're someone that's holding for over a year, I like to think you're more of an investor. If you're someone that's trying to make returns in a year or less, you're more of a trader. And if you are more of a trader, grab yourself a position in the Discord. It's free to join down below. You can see some of the guys are making some great wins in our group. And if you want to unlock the premium VIP alpha group where you'll unlock resources and education, you can find that down in the WAP group. You can currently use the discount code SPRING26 to claim your 20% off of monthly subscriptions. So please do check that out. And let's talk about Kas. We're sitting at $1.06 billion market capital over here. And the market capital top was quite extravagant. It was 4.7 billion. So we're down roughly 80%, it seems. Which isn't terrible, but it is starting to get recognition on a lot of articles now. Can Kas target 0.055 after breaking key price hurdles? So we'll read this in a moment, but for now, I kind of want to talk about the first major thing is Rusty Kaspa V.11 is out. Faster syncing, less storage, and exchanges, wallets building on Kaspa just got a much easier time with it. So Kaspa's getting stronger. It's getting better. It's having these massive mainnet updates and we can see here all of the highlights, the integrator improvements, exactly what's going on in a nutshell. It's getting more efficient, it's becoming faster, and it's growing, right? It's growing. And that's what's important for Kaspa and these utility-based coins, if you want to call them, and the ones that actually have long-term fundamental value backed behind them. So right now we can see a ton of support at 0.05. That would be the ideal window to see this thing get back to. Now, looking at the main pattern here, it is a bit of a downtrend, isn't it? You can see really it is a massive macro descending channel, which is happening. And really from a percentage point of view, we're not down that much from the top of 0.18. It did hit 86%. We're down 78%, which is quite acceptable for an altcoin. Now, a lot of you will think, well, that was the bottom, 85%. But do remember how real it is and how possible it is for 87% to be the bottom or 85%, because each percent from the top isn't that significant because obviously, 1% from here isn't as significant as what would be the next drop, 50%, because a 50% drop from here is only really the difference between 81% and 90%. So it is still possible to see lower lows, guys. We have a bunch of support written in my opinion, around 0.012. I highly doubt we will traverse that low. That would put us through to the RIP stage, which I really do not want to see here for Kas. Fingers crossed it's not going to happen. But that's the critical main area of support. We do have a second layer though, just predominantly here. So two crazy areas of support. If we tap down into those areas, that's where I would really be bullish and aping in. If we just factor in this pump, you can see the 0.786 Fibonacci has already been broken on that specific movement. If we look at this pump here to there, again, it's broken the 0.786. So I don't think there's too much more downside here. Relative strength index, we bottomed out at 32 on the weekly time frame, which is pretty healthy. And if we also look at our 50-week moving average here, we're pretty low below, aren't we? 20-day moving average, we're retesting. We're trying to break through that 20-day moving average right now, actually, which means the bulls are trying to reclaim some control, but obviously still struggling at the moment. In bullish territory, you're usually trading in a bull market above the 20-day moving average, and you're bouncing each time off of the 20-day moving average in corrective phases. But right now, you know, we come up, we went down, we bounce off 20-day, up, down, bounce off 20-day. Right now it's the inverse because we're in that bear market window where we're actually trading below the 20-day, but more so getting rejected off of the 20-day moving average. So we could still potentially come lower. You know, these are things that we don't want to write off. And we must remind ourselves how cyclical these bear markets and bull markets can be. We need time. We need patience. We've got to chill. And yeah, I still think overall it's a solid one. So Kaz, do some research on it. It says it's the fastest open source, decentralized, and fully scalable layer 1 in the world. It is the first block DAG, a digital ledger that enables parallel block creation and instant transaction confirmation. So all very, very good things. Did also want to show you guys that in our private group, we are recognized on MEXC as one of the best crypto WAP communities. As you scroll down, it says best crypto WAP communities to join. Jacob's Crypto Clan is indeed there, which is absolutely brilliant to see. So please check us out. The link is down below to Jacob's Crypto Clan if you are curious about it. And yeah, come hang out, come chat with us. You know, we've got all the chats here. We've got the general chat where people are more casually talking about crypto and what they're doing. And we also have all the VIP channels as well, where I'm sharing a lot of things I'm doing, my setups, my thoughts, my allocations, and what I'm kind of moving into in this market as well. So have a little look and just get yourself in. It's completely free anyway to join. And yeah, I think overall we're in a very exciting place. Quick shout out to the Bitcoin Hyper ecosystem that just hit $32 million raised, which was pretty interesting news. I thought I would just touch on this and update. This is a new layer 2 chain for Bitcoin ecosystem. It says scalability and speed for Bitcoin is finally here. If you want to find out more about that, you can find out the link down below. I'll leave it there for you. It is an ICO, so it's high risk, high reward sort of territory. You can use DeFi wallets like MetaMask to convert Ethereum or Tether into your desired amount of Hyper coins. And it's going to be launching soon. And really, you know, launching in a market like this is a pretty nice narrative, I would say, if we can get some relief rally here through to April and May. So thanks for viewing. I think the long-term 2-year, 3-year play here for Kaz is hopefully about 30 to 50 cents. If we can see a 30 to 50 cents Kaz in the future, I think that's seriously possible, by the way. You know, I'd be comfortably thinking that 9 to 10x is possible. So I might wait, see what happens for Kaz here. I think actually buying down at 0.0026 was very sensible for anyone that did, because it could still take a long time to see the next run, right? And I expect it to traverse kind of like this for some time, and then we start running again in like 28, 29. And I really hope that will be the path to Kaz and Kaspa's future. Anyway, subscribe, like, comment, hit notification bell, and we'll see you very, very soon. Bye for now.
So shout out to Jacob. And moving on is Michael, and we'll come back to your crypto crew. Let's see what Michael has to say first.
To another brand new video. Hope you guys are all doing well. Still here in Vietnam. This is going to be the second last day here in Ho Chi Minh City, and then I think we're going to Hanoi next. But anyways, guys, I want to make this video talking about Kaspa, why I'm so, you know, heavily invested into Kaspa, right? I want to talk about that more because I feel like a lot of you guys want to know why I am, you know, pretty heavily invested into Kaspa, because I'm at the point where I'm literally all in on Kaspa, right? You know, I invested a lot into Kaspa. I have converted ever since I came across Kaspa. I did my own research on Kaspa, understand, you know, the technology behind Kaspa, where it's heading, you know, and we are so early into this project, guys, right? Kaspa is still being, you know, tested on a lot of things. It's still, you know, developing, right? So ever since I understood that, I did my own research on this project. I went all in, okay, to the point where I invested a lot of my money into Kaspa, right? And even to the point where I converted majority of my other altcoins for Kaspa as well, like Ethereum, Solana, Chainlink, right? Solana, I think I mentioned that Avalanche and all these other altcoins that I used to, buy and hold. Ever since I came across Kaspa, I literally swapped and converted all my other alts for Kaspa. So I am all in on Kaspa, guys, right? And you guys are probably wondering why I am heavily invested into this project. Okay, so like I said, guys, we are so early into Kaspa. I promise you guys this, like if you fully do your own research on a Kaspa, right, you understand what Kaspa is, the technology behind it, the block DAG, right, and the problems that Kaspa solves, you will be going all in. You will be heavily invested. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys can relate to that, right? If you did your own research on Kaspa, you understand where it's heading, not short term, medium term, but long term, you will be going all in, just like myself. So you guys can relate to what I'm saying here, right? And this is why I am heavily invested into Kaspa, because I do believe it's going to be, the next big thing, right? Just think about it, guys. Okay, like I said, Kaspa does solve problems, right? It's the first ever proof of work to solve the blockchain trilemma. Just think about that, guys, right? Kaspa can continue to scale while still remaining proof of work. Not a lot of, proof of work projects out there can do that. Just think about that, guys, right? So I am pretty heavily invested into Kaspa, right? And I told you guys my main goal for this year in 2026 is to become a Kaspa shark. And to become a Kaspa shark, you would need 1 million Kaspa. So I am almost there, guys, right? And I do believe I will eventually get there very, very soon. I do believe like in the next upcoming few months, I will eventually get there. But I am, working towards it, guys. And understand, guys, once I do reach, 1 million Kaspa, I'm not going to stop there. I'm still going to continue to buy, right, to accumulate. Just because I reach 1 million Kaspa, which is, my main goal, doesn't mean I'm going to stop buying Kaspa. I'm still going to continue to buy Kaspa, right? Understand that, guys. I'm not going to stop. I'm still going to accumulate. So I'm pretty heavily, invested into Kaspa. Obviously, I have more Bitcoin than Kaspa, right? Because, it makes sense because I've been buying way more Bitcoin, and obviously I've been investing into Bitcoin longer, right? Than Kaspa, for Bitcoin, it's been coming up to 5 years now, which is crazy to think about. And for Kaspa, I've been investing into Kaspa now for over a year, coming up to 2 years now. So it makes sense why I own more Bitcoin than Kaspa, right? But guys, I am heavily invested into Kaspa right now. Like my crypto portfolio, all I'm really buying and holding right now, like my main focus is simply just Bitcoin and Kaspa. I'm pretty much all in on proof of work, right? So yeah, guys, I'm all in. That's why I am, heavily invested into Kaspa, and I bet you guys will be heavily invested into Kaspa as well. Once you fully understand, where Kaspa is heading, you understand the technology behind it, the block DAG, right? The problems that Kaspa solves, all these things, because man, Kaspa is so early, guys. Like Kaspa is still, being tested on a lot of things. It's still, developing, right? So once you fully understand all of that, you will go all in. Okay, you will go all in, guys. It's that simple. Like you will be heavily invested, and you guys would, understand where I am coming from as well, right? So understand, guys, this is the best time to accumulate Kaspa. It really is. Since Kaspa, we are still early. It's only been around for 4 years now, which is not long at all, just over 4 years. And Kaspa now is currently trading at 3 cents. Okay, the 3 cent levels. Kaspa yesterday was pumping, as I told you guys, as I showed you guys. And today, Kaspa's still holding up pretty well. Right now, Kaspa's coming at 0.035. So it is pumping. It is going back up a little bit, right? Looking pretty good right now for Kaspa. Still holding up very, very well. The entire crypto market is moving as well. So that is, a thumbs up as well, right? But like I told you guys in my most previous video, I do believe this is just a relief rally, right? Honestly, I do believe this is just a relief rally because I do believe, we're going to see Bitcoin heading much, much lower, and altcoins will be heading much, much lower as well. And I hope you guys are, truly prepared for that, because that will happen, right? But yeah, this is the best time to buy, guys, because I do believe where Kaspa is right now, currently, this is pretty much the bottom, right? Kaspa trading at 3 cents. If we zoom out here, as I showed you guys many times on the weekly time frame for Kaspa, at the Kaspa chart, if you go to the weekly time frame, you can clearly see Kaspa is clearly on this downtrend for a while. It's been over a year, coming up to 2 years now, which is crazy. And I do believe this is pretty much the bottom for Kaspa. Like, yes, we could potentially see Kaspa going much, much lower, but what if it doesn't happen, right? Like, what if this is pretty much the bottom for Kaspa? So I do believe the best thing to do right now is just dollar cost average to accumulate Kaspa. That is honestly, truly the best thing to do right now for Kaspa, guys. Okay, and that's simply what I'm doing. As you guys saw a couple of weeks ago, I am accumulating a lot of Kaspa to the point where at one point in a single day, I accumulated over 150,000 Kaspa. I'm not trying to brag here, but that is, you know, my biggest purchase in a single day for Kaspa. So when I tell you guys I am investing heavy into Kaspa right now, I mean it, right? I'm not lying here, guys, okay? So I do believe this is pretty much the bottom for Kaspa. That's why I'm buying. Yes, we could potentially see Kaspa going back down to, you know, the 2-cent levels, maybe even back down to the 1-cent levels. I'm not saying that will 100% happen, but and there's a 50-50 chance. No one really knows where the bottom is for Kaspa, realistically, right? But in general, all I'm trying to say here, guys, is I do believe in general, this is pretty much the bottom for Kaspa, okay? And that's why I am, you know, investing pretty heavy right now into Kaspa, guys, okay? Understand that, right? So understand, guys, you guys will understand where I am coming from, okay? If you guys, you know, truly dive deep into Kaspa, you did your own research into this project, and you guys will finally understand why I am heavily invested into Kaspa, right? And I bet you guys will do the exact same thing as well. Okay, I'm still continuing to buying Kaspa. I'm still holding my Kaspa. I have never sold, right? I'm here for long-term. Kaspa is a long-term play. It's not a short-term play. It's not a medium-term play. It's a long-term play, as I told you guys many, many times, right? So that being said, I hope you guys are stacking, because this is honestly the best time to stack Kaspa, okay? So yeah, like I said, guys, I'm kind of still in Vietnam, Ho Chi Minh City. Here, when are we leaving again? Today is our second day here, second last day, okay? And then tomorrow's gonna be our last day here, and then we're gonna be heading to Hanoi, which is another city, part of Vietnam, right? And then after that, next week, we'll be heading to Bangkok, Thailand. And that should be pretty cool as well. So let me just show you guys around Vietnam, the streets, because walking around here, guys, you know, I've been here for the past like 4 days now in Vietnam, and it's a great like country, right? And kind of just makes you blessed for like what you have back at home, right? Because I come from Australia, and like seeing people like how they live here, it just makes you like grateful, I guess, for what you have back at home, right? Because the way people live here, it's really different, guys. On the streets, man, it is packed, right? It is pretty busy, and there's like just scooters everywhere. Everyone's just riding scooters, and the way people drive here, it's actually insane, guys, right? I don't know if you guys have ever visited Vietnam, but I reckon you guys should, right? But yeah, let me just show you guys the streets of Vietnam real quick. All right, guys, I'm just gonna show you the streets of Vietnam. I was gonna film along here, but it's too noisy. You guys can clearly see the traffic here. It's actually insane. And you guys see all the scooters. There's literally millions of scooters, guys. Everywhere you go, you'll just see scooters. It's actually crazy. Like, look at this footpath here. There's just scooters everywhere. People selling food there. You'll see a lot of that as well, street food. But yeah, it's crazy, guys. This is Vietnam, Ho Chi Minh City. Second last day here. And this is where we're staying at. That tall ass building right over there. That's where we are staying at. But yeah, it's a pretty cool place. And it's just different, of course, you know, seeing how people live here and stuff. Just makes you grateful for what you have, guys, you know, back at home. So, end of the story, just be grateful for what you have, truly. But yeah, pretty cool place. I love Vietnam. First time here, and yeah, this won't be my last. Guys, I'm gonna end the video here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up, and of course subscribe to the channel. That is always much appreciated. And yeah, we'll catch you guys all in the next one. Have a good one, guys.
So shout out to Michael and the experience he's having over there. That was a pretty interesting video. So this is your crypto crew. Is Kaspa a commodity? And I guess we'll ride out with this one.
Today, we're zooming out to the macro level to look at the massive structural shifts happening in the financial landscape across the world. We are witnessing a historic convergence where the old world of traditional finance and the new world of decentralized technology are finally colliding. We start with a major macro signal why the Fed will not be able to issue a digital dollar until 2030. This delay creates a massive vacuum in the digital currency space, and while the central banks stall, the private sector and decentralized networks are moving in to fill the gap. We're looking at the very real and rapidly approaching possibility of U.S. President Donald Trump signing the crypto market structure bill, something that Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong and key figures in Washington believe is closer than ever. This isn't just about more crypto, it's about the legal definitions that will change everything, including for crypto projects such as Kaspa. Stay tuned, crypto crew.
The rate cut will be hodl your Kaspa.
Prove all things, hold fast, that which is good. Quick reminder to keep your Kaspa coins, bitcoins, and crypto investments safe. In our opinion, Tangem is the best way for you to do that. Right now, you can get 30% off your Tangem wallet, plus up to $20 US in Bitcoin. Click the link in the description below and use code CryptoCrew. Tangem gives you this major discount until March 31st, 2026. Thank you for your consideration and support in advance, and may the Lord Jesus Christ bless you all.
I ask unanimous consent to resume the motion to proceed to calendar number 311, HR 7147.
Without objection.
Thank you, Mr. President.
The clerk will record.
Motion to proceed to calendar 311, HR 7147, an act making further consolidated appropriations for the fiscal year ending September 30, 2026, and further purposes.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have 4 requests for committees to meet during today's session of the Senate. They have the approval of the majority and minority leaders.
Duly noted.
Administration has been incredible on this. President Trump setting the tone from the top, naming David Sachs as the crypto czar, Patrick Witt, and then the Senate has been incredible as well. So they're meeting, as far as I can tell, daily on this to try to move this forward, and they just deserve a ton of credit. So all we've tried to do is behind the scenes be constructive, lay out potential solutions that can be a good win-win outcome for crypto and the banks. And I feel confident they'll get something done.
Is it moving forward with these rewards in place for stablecoin?
Yes, there's a small list of remaining open items, and I think that if a compromise can be found, this will get to the president's desk for a signature in a few months.
This is really an important priority, not only for President Trump, but for Republicans here in the House, where we've worked for 4 years on market structure legislation, and we've passed it twice. We passed it in the last Congress, my bill called Fit 21, and then this Congress, just last July, we passed the Clarity Act, which is what the Senate is debating. And the Clarity Act got 78 Democratic votes here in the House. We lay out the strict rules for market structure on how to treat a digital asset as a commodity or as a security, how you store it, how you can custody it, how it can be used for collateral, how banks will interact with digital assets. So it's a very important bill. You cannot pass a bill just for dollar-backed stable coins like the Genius Act that President Trump signed into law last year without market structure. It's like passing a bill authorizing cell phones, but there's no cell towers. So this bill is very important. I agree with the president that I hope he can sign it soon. We're working with senators to get this text in good shape, listening to their ideas, their concerns, their changes they'd like to make so that we can get a bill that the digital asset community and the traditional finance community can both support and get this on the president's desk.
For the first time, we're seeing a very clear path where digital assets can definitely be classified as commodities rather than securities, removing the regulatory clouds that have hung over the industry for years.
I actually think cryptocurrency and traditional finance have been living in 2 separate worlds for a while, but they're going to fully merge. And we're talking about tokenized stocks and other real world assets. Stablecoin, which is an early form of this, the great example of this. Crypto technology has so many advantages over the traditional way we're doing things that in the future, there's going to be no distinction. It's kind of like how technology itself was viewed as a sector of the economy for a very long time. Still is, there's technology companies and everything else. I think crypto will go through a same transition where we're sort of like thinking about it in its own bucket, but eventually, everything will be on chain in some form or another, and the distinction will kind of disappear.
In this new era of everything on chain, as Robinhood CEO Vlad Tenev describes it, the infrastructure matters more than ever.
Store of value. Everything else is a Bitcoin. 21 million. Digital gold. I'm still early.
Dude, really? Still here? Come on, Kaspa smart contracts are live.
And that brings us to Wolfie's Bar with Chris Hutchinson, where we dive deep into why Kaspa is the missing piece of this crypto puzzle.
Kaspa is looking to be the global sequencer for everything. It's actually in a unique position because it can satisfy the needs of even the most die-hard cypherpunk. On the absolute opposite end of the scale, it can satisfy the needs of the most greedy banker or corporation and everything else in between. Completely fair launched, so it has no ICO, there's no pre-mine, there's no team allocation. It is similar to how Bitcoin was launched. The hardware requirement for it is very low. You can run a node for less than $150 worth of hardware, and you can also solo mine because you actually do pick up blocks from solo mining quite easily. Thing that Bitcoin can't do, which is speed. It's got speed. It's very fast. It's 10 blocks per second as we speak. I think throughput is speed, and throughput isn't speed. Kaspa actually manages to do this because of its high block creation of 10 blocks per second. It actually manages to give finality within 8 seconds. And Kaspa's essentially solved the trilemma, got Bitcoin-like security, it's got the decentralization, and it's got scalability and speed. Bitcoin stores the whole history, the whole ledger. Kaspa doesn't. It proves receipts that it doesn't need, essentially, because you can cryptographically prove the state of the ledger all the way back to Genesis. And essentially, that's all you'll ever need to know, because I won't need to know why and if you bought a Mars bar for cash, for example. I don't need to keep your records for you. The banks will want to know, which is fine, so they'll keep a record because they can do archival nodes.
Well, I've theorized about this before, that you might have a bifurcation of the Bitcoin network, or a split between approved Bitcoin that sits in treasury companies or with corporations, and then you have free Bitcoin, which is free flowing, and people are transacting it as money and self-custodying it. And that's still a possibility down the road. I don't think it's a near-term phenomenon, but down the road definitely is possible. But I would say Bitcoin moves in cycles, not the price cycle, but just in terms of adoption and usage. And you see spikes in high transaction volumes, high fees, and then there's mass panic that, oh, it's too expensive to transact Bitcoin. And then you have lulls like now, which is a period of less activity. People are not really transacting on chain. And in part, it could be due to other layers of Bitcoin, like Liquid, like Lightning, or just transacting on centralized exchanges and through custody swap agreements with custodians and whatnot. But I think this is just a temporary phenomenon. And as you get more Bitcoin adoption, especially in the emerging world, Latin America and Africa, where people don't have access to those vehicles, they're going to be forced more or less to hold it in self-custodial wallets or just a wallet of their own. And that will lead to on-chain usage. But it's an interesting phenomenon. When it's busy on-chain, then the sky is falling because fees are high. When it's low, then people say there's no one to pay the miners and there's no security budget. But I think overall, Bitcoin does manage to balance out both sides eventually. But there is a skewing of Bitcoin development priorities towards layer 2s, which I think means we need to make some adjustments to make spam reduction a thing on the main chain too. Because if everyone's working on a layer 2, there's not much incentive to transact on the main chain, especially if people are spamming the chain with JPEGs and NFTs.
From the Fed's 2030 timeline to the potential for a Trump-signed market structure bill, the shift toward digital commodities is accelerating. As we saw at Wolfie's Bar, this is exactly why Kaspa is so uniquely positioned for the everything on-chain era that Robinhood's Vlad Tenev and Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong are preparing for. Now let's hear from you, Crypto Crew. Is the market structure bill the final green light the market has been waiting for? Drop your take in the comments below. More to come in a vid near you, Crypto Crew.
Win a few, you lose a few, but you keep on fighting. And if you need a friend, get a dog.
By the way, if you're looking for a pro Kaspa exchange, check out Blofin, which offers rock-solid security, no downtime, and zero KYC hassle. Right now, Blofin is dropping fat bonuses for our community, even if you're already with Blofin. So don't miss out. Hit the link in the description box below. Prove all things. Hold fast. that which is good.
Stick around.
Fix your mind before you get to the grind. And with that said, let's continue to escape the matrix. Let's be on the lookout for the next big thing here on the crypto ocean. Grow in grace, and let's make some crypto waves. Say I.
So shout out to Crypto Crew. So no, this is not me saying Kaspa's guaranteed to do anything overnight, but it is me saying Kaspa has a real date, a real catalyst, and a real reason to get back on people's radar. And when a project has all three, you pay attention. That's why I think Kaspa's going to be slept on again. That's why May 5th matters. And that's why the story could get a whole lot louder in the weeks ahead. Shout out to everyone who came through. Hit the like button on the way out. Subscribe if you rock with the channel. Let me turn this banner off, actually. I just realized that banner was still on. Subscribe if you rock with the channel, and keep your eyes on Kaspa, because the market may not stay asleep forever. I catch you on the next live. So thank you for joining. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And as always, let's get back to the money, guys, and stay dangerous. It's your main man, BTM, signing out. And miners out. Peace out.